Well, hello everyone. Thank you very much for coming this morning. For some of you, it might have been a bit early, given saw some of you at the bars quite late last night. But I do appreciate you taking the time to join us. My name is Patrick Walker, and I'm the Director of Partnerships for YouTube, based in London, working with many of my colleagues in this room here on partnerships and the relationships with the media industry, with the television broadcasters, with the film studios, the music labels, with independent production companies. Before we get started, I just want to see, of those in the room, how many of you currently have a channel on YouTube? You have your hands up? Okay, great. How many of you are representing a broadcaster? How many of you are representing an independent television production company? How many of you come from a web-based service? Okay, how many of you are working in, say, mobile? Exclusively mobile. How many of you are journalists? How many of you are competitors? No. Well, there are no competitors. It's just potential partnerships in our view. I was hired by Google in the beginning of 2006 to think about video and partnerships and how we can work together. This was prior to Google Video launching in Europe and prior to the acquisition of YouTube. And I came down here in March, I think it was March, for MIPCOM or EMEA 2006. And the first question I got was, well, what are you doing here? You know, what's Google doing here? And I just said, well, I'm just talking to potential partners just to find out what it is that we could do to work together. We're looking at creating some video service, and we're very interested to get some feedback. End of 2006, right after, actually the day of this conference, 2006, was the day we announced the acquisition of YouTube, and came down here, and Jeff was on the team at the time, and first question everybody said, well, what are you doing here? And it was a bit more frightened look in their eyes in a way, because the YouTube acquisition did raise some eyebrows. People were quite concerned. There were no major or even small professional media organizations on the platform, save the labels in the US who had signed up to work with YouTube. And we answered again, well, we're just here to talk to partners and see what we can do. 2008 we came by, and Juiced had massive stands and parties, and everyone was asking us, well, what are you guys doing here? And we said, well, we're talking to partners, and they're like, why don't you have a big party? We said, well, we're really focused on trying to get feedback from the partners, because we're building slowly our audience, and we're building slowly our relationships. And the BBC had signed at the time, Rai had come on the platform at the time, and we were just listening to them, trying to get their feedback. We came in 2009 again, and it was all about, people were talking about Hulu, and people were talking about the Viacom lawsuit, and people were talking about the Telecinco lawsuit. And our focus has always just been on talking to the partners. That's why we're here. That's why we have people on the team, people we've hired in every country who speak the languages. And we really tried to get your feedback, because we're with you in many ways. When we speak back to our colleagues in California on the engineering and product side, we're trying to be your voice back to them to say, we don't really have very good partner branding. We don't really have very good partner branded channels. This was a couple years ago. Can we get a bit more branding? Can we get some links back to their own unoperated sites? And then it was, can we get some pre-rolls? And they're like, no, pre-rolls? That's the devil. We're not going to do pre-rolls on YouTube. Well, we had to get pre-rolls on, because that's how our partners were monetizing their content. And then the feedback was, our video quality is not good enough. We went back to our engineering guys and said, can we get some HD quality video? And of course, they were very enthusiastic about quality of video, so we introduced that. Can we sell our own ads, was the question we had from our partners. Of course, the first answer to that was no. So we worked with our product and engineering guys, and now we have many partners like Channel 4 and Rai and others who are selling those ads. And they sell ads on YouTube against their own content so much better than we do. And so this year, it's interesting. We have a stand for the first time. We have quite a few people on the ground from representing the different countries, working with partners. We've signed now, what was it, Sarah? We have 15,000 partners on YouTube, 4,500 in Europe alone. And that's just through the enthusiasm that you've had to work with us on the platform, and the enthusiasm and the hard work of the team. And but still, today, Sarah tells me the number one question that she had working at the stand all week was, what are you guys doing here? And so we realized that although many of you are working with us, or many of you have relationships with others who are working with us, or you may be using YouTube on a personal level or professional level, there's still a lot of unanswered questions. There's still a lot of myths. There's still a lot of things that people are not quite sure about. That may be, how do you work together? How do you monetize? How do you really benefit from working with the community? How do you create interactive programming? And it was always my hope that it wouldn't just be us talking about it, that we'd have partners as well speaking on our behalf. And I'm so pleased that in this panel today we have some of our partners that have been working with us for many years. And I'll introduce them in just a moment. But first, I just want to show you a little bit of a video. And for us, it's a bit of a representation of what we feel. It shows kind of how far we've come. And I still expect next year and the year after to get the question, what are you guys doing here? But I hope that slowly we can answer these questions. But this is one of the answers.
The internet is a completely different culture, isn't it?
You said it. Everything here is immediately followed by sarcastic comments and nasty responses.
Yep. We're finally where we belong.
My toy submarine is off. That's full power. It's working. It's not working.
If you be hating, just be mad at yourself. I bet you think this song is about you. Don't you? Yeah, but this ain't about you.
Backbeat, the word is on the street that the fire in your heart is out. Flame up and desire. Get on your boats. Get on your boats, yeah.
At 50 meters, he has run away from the field. And look at the time, 9:69, a new world record by far.
Scotty Lego's gonna go home with a medal tonight, folks. That was an awesome run for Scotty Lego.
Like a stayed down here for Valencia. Hernandez is getting in there, back post, Hernandez scores!
There's no excuse. You have a digital camera, go out and shoot yourself. Seriously, there is no excuse. If you want to do what I do, get a camera, get some buddies, you put it together that way.
Great. So, so now we have 2 billion videos viewed a day. We're monetizing, running ads against about, well over 1 billion videos per week. And I see this, and it's not about us. It's not about us at all. It's really about the quality of the content that's been created by you guys. It's really about the quality of and the creativity of the television industry, the music industry, the film industry, and we are really just kind of conduits for that. And so with that, I'd like to introduce our panel. Jeff Nathanson is a colleague, been working together for many years. He looks after our partnerships with music, film, and television industry here in Europe. And we have from Lagardère, Gregory Dre, who joined us with a partnership just a few months ago and launched recently on YouTube with full-length programming as well as clips. We also have Frank Bawelski, who's working with us, comes from Extreme Video. He's going to talk about his experiences. And of course, Andre Portante from RAI. And Andre and I go back a long time, actually. When the first month I started at Google in the beginning of 2006, he called me up. He said, "We want to work with you. We want to get all of our videos from RAI International onto the platform." And I was, God, how do I do that exactly? But he was so far ahead of the game and continues to be, I think, a leader in the space and in testing new platforms, even though he's representing a very large respected broadcaster. So it'd be great to get your perspective as well. So with that, I'll leave it to you guys.
All right, thank you, Patrick. Thank you very much. I'd like to, luckily we have a sellout crowd today, so we'd like to make this as interactive as possible. So I would like to move to your questions as soon as after the first couple of ones I come up with. So please think of something good to ask the panel. I wanted to start, Andrea, and I wanted to start off first and foremost. As Patrick pointed out, I mean, you've been involved for a long time, but RAI is enormously powerful in Italy. It's one of the biggest broadcasters there, and yet you've elected to use a platform like YouTube. I was just wondering what your thinking was and why you didn't go, when you were thinking of your digital strategy, exclusively to the RAI platforms, and why you decided to use YouTube?
Well, because, can you hear me? Yeah. I think that the idea, first of all, I'll speak for, well, for myself, of course, and for like the new media division. And as any big, big companies, there are, we are the internet side, and there you have the TV side, and as in any big company, you have, different perspectives. So as we will probably comment later, not everything that I say, will probably be 100% shared by everybody. This is a daily battle that we're fighting, against, the forces of darkness that, still have this, mentality. Going back to your question, that, we should go, you should be going solo. We should have, the viewer should come to our side to watch our program. I think it's a very, passé mentality, not just for YouTube, but also for the social issues. Having, now we're discussing our community. I mean, there's already communities, Facebook, integrated with yours. Same is for content. Of course, it's good, it's necessary, it's a must to have a good portal, which we did. We improved it. It's, I think, one of the best now online in the television area. But content, we are spreading and distributing content. We should be where the people are. We wanted to be everywhere where there's people. YouTube is one of them, and that was the first deal that we did. Is unfortunately, I would say, still the only major one, because our strategy was to. I think that somebody got this name, like a molecular distribution of content. I mean, to get our content spread across. So we're talking to other players, other platforms to give our content. As we will see later, there's no cannibalization. Our job is to make our content as visible as possible. So that was the idea. Strictly for our division, we are there for the money. There are two reasons why you want to give your content maximum distribution. One is like marketing. The other one is money. We are worried about the money, and we are very happy with the results so far. It's more the TV side that is into it for the branding and the marketing. So for us, it's a very nice side effect. But as our division, we're looking at the bottom line, and so money is number one. Of course, there's also this marketing effect that comes along, which is good.
Frank, you're on the opposite spectrum of Rai, I think, in terms of very large broadcaster. You're a small independent production company, and yet your business originally was, am I correct, DVDs?
Yeah, DVD.
Which is not a good business to be in.
Not anymore.
So, explain the metamorphosis of how you transform your business from DVD.
When we saw DVD sales coming down, we tried to diversify. Of course, we also went through trying to get the community to come to our website, buy downloads or streams. That was not really effective. It was like 5 or 6 downloads a week. In 2008, we attended a cross-media event in Australia. Had someone explain to us that one of the ways we could start monetizing our content would be to stop focusing on trying to get money from the viewer, but maybe try to look at getting money from advertisers. And YouTube would be a good way to do this. Had other meetings with people from Al Jazeera and BBC who had said they made agreements with you and advised us with our niche content to try to put as much as possible on YouTube. I flew back to France, told my guys at the office, let's do this. They kind of laughed. And now they're not laughing because it's proving to be very successful, giving us a lot of money every month, and a lab to see where the trends are going. We have very good statistics as to what people are watching, which is a wonderful lab for us to exploit the data.
And then, Gregory, I mean, the interesting thing I think about you is you guys have come on in the past, around 6 months ago, I think was the announcement, or a bit before that. But you have a very here.
Here in Cannes. Every time I come here, it's to talk about YouTube.
Yeah, no, that's good. From our perspective. But I mean, you have the most aggressive strategy under the circumstances. You can explain. I mean, you're talking about long-form content. You're talking about multiple channels in which you are operating in a linear television environment. And you're talking about migrating that onto YouTube. I mean, what's the thinking behind something as aggressive as that? That's the crown jewels of Lagardère content that you're putting up there.
So maybe I start with a couple of words about Lagardère, because I'm not sure everyone has a clear understanding of what we have in terms of content at Lagardère. So Lagardère Active, it's a media division of Lagardère, and you have different kind of activities housed within the Lagardère Active. You have magazine publishing. It's the Hachette empire of magazines across the world with Elle, Car and Driver, Road and Track. It's around 70% of the activity of Lagardère Active, and you have radio, also TV, and more digital activities also housed within Lagardère Active. So every day we are producing lots of video content, short-form content for our websites, for our branded websites, Elle or Car and Driver in Spain, 10 Minutos, Que me dices in France, Paris Match, JDD, Europe 1, etc. So you have the short-form content. We have also a division focused on TV production and distribution. It's not very well known, but we own the largest catalog of TV programs in Europe, with 14,000 hours of documentaries, series, and also movies, animation also. And we have some TV channels in France, particularly Gulli, Canal J, TG, and MCM, music channel. So we have this big amount of video. If I'm focusing on the short form area, we are putting these high quality videos, short form videos on our website, Elle, Car and Driver, etc. But the thing is, we weren't able to generate lots of views and a big audience, and more particularly to monetize this video on our websites, because the video business is a volume business. You need scale. So in the video business, you have YouTube. YouTube, 500 million uniques a month, and they have different localized portals across the world. So it was a no-brainer. We had to partner with them to get access to a wider audience and to be able to monetize better our video inventory. So we are really aggressive. We chose to have one big partnership in the video area. It's YouTube, because we think that today YouTube is currently finding the way to monetize premium video on a large scale. You have local players, Dailymotion in France, other players in Germany, also strong local players, but they still have difficulties to monetize the premium video content on the internet. YouTube, first in the US, made lots of progress, and now in Europe they found the way to really monetize this. So we are having an aggressive strategy, putting lots of content on YouTube. Not obviously all the production all the videos we are producing on a daily basis. No, we keep some exclusivities, obviously, for our portals and our sites. But YouTube is really today our big partner, and we think there are lots of things to do obviously in the short term, in the short form area, but no, more and more in the long form and catch-up TV area. There are lots of things to do differently. Maybe we'll go deeper into the details in terms of monetization and the flexibility you have towards partner in terms of monetization.
I want to bring up the point. I want to ask you guys what works on YouTube. Does the stuff that you put on TV or the stuff you put on DVDs, does that work on YouTube, or have you had to change the way you produce, the way you think about your content in order to make it work on YouTube? Can YouTube work for you as a long-form content provider, long-form content platform, or do you have to make adjustments to what you do? Are you putting some content forward that you wouldn't necessarily have on TV or of that like? I'll throw it to Frank first if you want to say.
We take all our content and we chunk it into clips. 2 to 3, 4 minutes is what works for us on YouTube. We've tried with some longer form content, but it's not dragging the numbers. that we get with the short clips.
With the research you're getting, are you finding any new forms of content that you didn't think were going to work for you, or things that weren't part of the DVD production strategy but are now part of your new stuff?
We are actually sourcing some content on YouTube, which we are putting back on our channel to re-exploit, and we're using the strength of our base of subscribers to get more revenues and more viewers for some of the content out there.
And Gregory, what about you? Do you have any different? Do you have any different approach as far as what you're putting up there versus what you put on TV, or the way you cut it?
So branded short form is working very well. In terms of TV content, we are big believers in catch-up TV. Because there's something really interesting to understand is that if you are uploading videos like this on YouTube, it's not going to work. You have to market and you have to offer a different experience. So we try to cut sometimes the shows we are having on TV and putting some stunts on YouTube just after the show aired on TV. So we try to have a different to create a different experience on YouTube, and the early results in terms of catch-up TV, we don't offer all our content on catch-up mode on YouTube, just selected shows, and the early results are really promising.
Andrea, one of the clips we saw when we had the warm-up video was of the X Factor in Italy.
Yeah.
And that's a pretty important program for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't tried, we haven't started, we have the long-form videos yet, so we are concentrated on clips, and definitely what represent most of the views and of the videos uploaded are reality shows like X Factor, Survivor, and entertainment. Some news, actually news are kind of growing, and all the the talk shows, all the clips from the bickering between politicians and stuff. That's what works. Other stuff we have been tried to upload following, sort of mirroring our web TVs, which are basically playlists on our portal, so thematic by science and travel, etc. But they're growing slowly, but definitely the results are much lower. So it's true that there are some topics that are much more resonant to the audience of YouTube than others.
Do you want to add something?
Just one thing. I think that YouTube created a short-form video business on the internet, because in 5 or 6 years ago we didn't have a business of short-form video on the internet, and YouTube really created this business, I think. So today they are really the best at monetizing premium short-form clips, and now we are seeing, I mean, I speak for Lagardère, an opportunity to go beyond short form and to try and to experiment new things on long form programming.
I think one of the things that Andrea prepared something for us. I think the big concern that a lot of broadcasters have, not just by putting up long form but by clips, is cannibalization. And I think what would be interesting for the audience is to see some of the research as to whether by making stuff available on YouTube is hurting your television ratings or your own portals. Sarah, can we put up that slide? You want to walk us through this?
Yeah, just 2 slides, because we had always had some anecdotal evidence that actually there was no cannibalization, but last year we got as close as possible to a scientific proof that there's no cannibalization. So what we are seeing here, and I think I'll have to get up otherwise, is we're comparing. We're talking X Factor, which, as we said, is the biggest show that we have on TV and also on YouTube. And in the past edition, we didn't do anything. We didn't block YouTube. We had our home, in our portal, we have the RAI X Factor website, and we had the YouTube X Factor channel open, and we did not block users to uploading their clips, etc. And on the next edition, you know, we were forced to block YouTube because they said, okay, no, we invested a lot this time, and we want to have the people come to our website, and therefore we block. We don't have a YouTube channel for X Factor, just a couple of promotional clips. And so basically, in edition 3, what you see here is for the first weeks, YouTube was blocked, and we got in our home website 8.5 million page views. Now, where you see the red line, that's when finally we managed to convince people, say, okay, open, because it's not doing well. And afterwards, as you see, there's no, I mean, obviously all programs grow toward the end, toward the final, but you see no evidence that there's been a drawback. And in the second part, you have 7.2 million pages. But so this is just the, you know, a flavor. If you go to the next slide, here you see really the difference, because what you, oops, the Galactic Empire has straightened.
Where's Microsoft? What's Microsoft? Sorry about that.
Okay, in the slide that is coming up now, hopefully, what you see, the chart is showing the difference day by day, you know, day by day, edition 2 versus edition 3. So it's just the difference between the edition where everything was open and the edition where it was blocked. And you will see. Yeah.
Restarting Windows.
Oh, I told you. I gave these guys a keynote to use the Mac, but.
Yeah,
oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
so we will see, but I mean, it's very hard because it's kind of complicated. You will see that while in the part where one edition was blocked and one edition was open, the edition in which it was blocked underperformed the edition when it was open. And suddenly, when we opened YouTube, the newer edition outperformed the older one. So on equal terms, where both were open, the edition 3 was performing much better. But it was performing worse when YouTube was blocked. And basically, while YouTube was blocked, edition, okay, here we go. The red line, the red area showing when there's a negative balance, okay, in terms of pages. So X Factor 3 on this side, X Factor 3 YouTube blocked, while X Factor 2 YouTube was open. And during this period, we got overall 200,000 pages less when for the edition in which YouTube was blocked. After the red line, once we opened the YouTube channel, the new edition, X Factor 3, outperformed by 600,000 pages. They're not big numbers, but at least, I mean, we don't have a definite proof that YouTube helps, but definitely we have proof that YouTube doesn't hurt your own website. And on top of this, edition 2, you know, like if you had the same performance, we would have monetized, you know, a few thousand euros. So that was basically the evidence that we had.
I want to talk, before we open up to the audience, the last thing I want to talk about is money, because I think that's what's on everyone's mind, is what does this mean in terms of your own company's financial performance in your own divisions and stuff like this. What do you think what do you think YouTube's going to bring to you as far as monetization is concerned, Gregory?
We announced the big agreement with YouTube back in April here. So so I have really few I don't have a long-term perspective on the performance, you know, because we implemented the deal only a few weeks ago. So what I like, I mean, the early trends are really promising, but obviously I can't give you an exact number because it's confidential, obviously. But it's really promising. I'm really pleased by what we are seeing today. What is really nice for a content producer like Lagardère is that is the flexibility about the business the business process with YouTube. For example, in the United States, we have a sales force that is really expert at monetizing online video. So we have the ability to sell our own ads on YouTube, and at the same time, YouTube obviously has the right to sell ads against our content on YouTube, but it's flexible. Outside the United States, which shows, I mean, it's for the moment, we think that YouTube is better than us at monetizing online videos. So we chose to give YouTube the exclusive rights to monetize our content. So we are really pragmatic. We are seeing a big additional audience. There's no cannibalization, I confirm, at least from what I see at the moment. We have clear objectives, financial objectives with YouTube, because the deal has been done as a way. I mean, if we are succeeding, YouTube is going to succeed. But if we are failing, YouTube is going to fail big also. So we are in the same boat, and I can tell you that we have some objectives today. I think we're going to reach the objectives, and we'll do better than the objective. We have a 3-year contract, and I hope that we'll be able to renew this contract for several terms based on what I'm seeing today. So.
Okay, thanks. Frank, what do you think about, you've seen the DVD part of your business diminish. What do you think about in terms of the potential upside for your work on YouTube?
For us, it's first of all a wonderful marketing opportunity in addition to bringing money. The way we've been looking at it is like if YouTube is a big highway with a lot of people coming by, and we can put our 4x3 to say, hey, come to our website, buy some DVDs, and we're still making money at the same time.
So you're making money off your own advertisements that...
Pretty much, yeah. Instead of having to pay to advertise and market yourself, you're still getting money out of it, which is a win-win.
Yeah. And for you, Andrea, it's always been, you've been unabashed in your opinion that it's about the money, it's not about the marketing.
Yeah. Well, I mean, as I said, each one is taking care of his own little area. So we must be concerned about the money. And as I said, well, last year, which was effectively the first year in which we started the monetization, we got exactly on target for what was our forecast. Even though we actually hoped we could pass that forecast. This year we are above our forecast. Right now, YouTube revenues for us represent about 12–13% of overall advertising revenunes, and I think that.
Digital advertising.
Excuse me?
Digital advertising.
Digital, yeah, of course, yeah. If it was all TV, yes. I mean, I'm talking for us in terms of the portals, and I think that we can easily double the absolute figure, maybe more. I hope that the percentage will stay the same, because I hope that also on our portal advertising collection is going to improve. But in absolute terms, as far as YouTube is concerned, I think that the potential, even without considering the long form, which is completely new to us, we can do much better, because now the sale machine is in gear, and there is more on our side to open the tap or close it in terms of getting more videos and different type of content, etc.
Did you have something else you want to add?
Yes, there's something really important in my view, is to have a long-term perspective. First, you have to build your audience on YouTube, and it's very important to have this in mind, and then the revenues will come. Some people, in my company, some people, they want results after 1 month. You have to educate them to to make them understand that we need some time to build an audience. And also, there is something very important, is the fact that if you are just uploading videos like this, it's not going to work out on YouTube. You're not going to build an audience. You have to put lots of marketing efforts to build your audience on YouTube. Obviously, YouTube is helping because YouTube can showcase your content on home pages. I mean, there are different marketing tools that YouTube has and that are helping content producers to showcase their content, because on YouTube you have 24 hours of video.
Yeah, every minute is uploaded. So cutting through that is incredibly challenging.
Yeah. So we have to we have on our hand also to put lots of marketing to increase the number of subscribers to our channel, on our channels, to promote our YouTube channels on our own websites, etc. So it's a long-term perspective. But once you have the audience, I can tell you that from what I'm showing in terms of early financial results, once you have the audience, the revenues are really growing fast, because YouTube has now the scale and the advertising relationships to make this work.
I'd like to open it up to the audience right now. I think we have a couple microphones. Please state who you are and where you're from. And I'd appreciate questions and not monologues, which tends to often happen with panel discussions. So, if at all possible. The first one is the gentleman here in the blue shirt, and then we'll get the gentleman in the back there. Okay? Sound, please. Testing.
Is working?
Very good.
All right.
And where are you from?
I'm from Canada, but I'm working from Asia.
Okay.
I specialize
is there a company?
Well, I specialize in webisodes, so I do exclusive content for the web, basically, from an AFP model, so advertisement-funded program. So I work with sponsors that finance the production, basically. I want to talk about the length of YouTube. Do you think the pad experience will change the way we're viewing the length? So right now it's a 5-minute less thing, but the pad experience might change that maybe to a 30 minutes, or that's really for YouTube and you guys, if you think that the pad thing will change that.
So, I mean, when referring to pad, you mean?
iPad, but
oh, okay, sorry. You think that the duration of the videos, when people access YouTube via the tablets,
it's more comfortable, basically. That's what I'm saying, and I'm wondering if that will have an influence on how much we can consume from the web. Sorry.
Okay, what do you think, Andrea, about that?
I agree. Actually, in another panel yesterday, somebody said that actually the iPad is very laid back way of watching, which is completely true. On the other, and in addition, even without the tablet factor, I think that people are more and more used on watching content on a PC or a laptop, and whereas before you were just watching, the little clip, like 1 minute, 2 minutes. Now, I mean, the other day I missed, I missed a show on TV, and I went back to the internet and I watched a complete half-an-hour show. And yesterday I was trying to watch a 1-hour show because I needed to take a note, and the only reason I didn't, because there was no bandwidth enough, and it was like buffering all the time, so I gave up. But otherwise I was there on my laptop on the bed of my hotel waiting for this show which was 1 hour long on Spanish television.
Our partners are often are way ahead of us as far as knowing the platform and what's next, etc. Gregory just reminded me to mention that we're experimenting with a lean-back product as well, which is YouTube lean-back. In the United States, it's not out here. And it's just something where we're trying to sit and say, well, does a device change the way that you use YouTube? And that potentially we'll see whether that changes the duration. I mean, it'll be interesting to see also whether people who are producing digital webisodes also, now that we're doing more long-form content on YouTube, will decide whether to extend the duration of what they're creating. Let's go with the gentleman in the back corner. Who's back there?
Hi, my name is Mr. Rosenberg from Barclay Dogs Productions. I would like to ask a question to the three panelists. to know if we can have figures of how many people are currently watching the videos and how much revenue they get from it, if we can have some significant figures. Please? Or if it's not too much confidential, of course.
Revenue, unfortunately, can't be disclosed, but I think everyone has some numbers that they can put out there.
So the audience and the number of views, it's public because you have all of this. You have all of this on YouTube. So maybe you can go on the Europe 1 channel in France. I'm saying Europe 1 because it's the most visited partner channel in France. At the moment, so you can go to the Europe 1 channel or Gulli channel in France, for example, and you'll have all the numbers in terms of consumption, views, etc. In terms of revenues, unfortunately, I cannot disclose anything. But maybe in 1 year or 2 years we'll make an update. About the big agreement we have on YouTube during a press conference to give maybe some more information about financials, because we made a big announcement in April, so we have now to give some information in 1 or 2 years to say how it works.
For us, I can talk. It's about 1 million views each week.
1 million views a week.
Yeah, and I get weekly reports from my team, but I'm extracting data as to who's watching what. So we get the regional. We get to know what sort of content we're watching.
And what are your biggest territories? Where do most of your views come from?
It all depends on the sports, but it would be mainly North America, France, Germany. But on bodyboarding, for instance, it would be Australia. Brazil would be really big for the fightings. We do everything that's not UFC. We have a big catalog for that, so it all changes.
And Andrea, what about?
We are now on average about 40 million video views a month. Actually, currently, when X Factor is on, we are over 55 or so, which is actually more videos, more live videos on YouTube than on our portal. We have uploaded, I mean, these views are produced by about 7,000 videos uploaded in these 2 years. And, sì, mi dicevo la chart è quella che comparava, ma lascia stare. Okay. And so 7,000 plus about 60,000 monetized, because being a big broadcaster, even if you don't upload, the audience uploads for us, and we monetize. And as a matter of fact, so roughly you have of all our videos, the uploaded videos represent 10% of the overall catalog in terms of the units, but it represents I think 30%. Of video views, because of course the others are pretty much fragmented, and represent 50% of our revenues on YouTube. So 50% of the revenues that we get on YouTube, which again I cannot give the figures. I mean, I wouldn't care. I mean, I don't think that it's a nuclear nuclear secret, but we cannot do it. But let's say that it's in the in the few 100,000 euros a year, so it's a significant figure, considering that it's done basically with allocating one person, one and a half person. So it's not bad. So our uploaded video represents not this one. No, è una delle prime. Sono 3 barre. This one. Okay, so this is what I already told you, but you have it in pictures. So this is basically it.
I think it's an interesting point is that people have talked about a long time the benefits of viral marketing, but because you can claim the videos that are uploaded by third parties that you own, by UGC content you can claim, we've moved from the area of viral marketing to viral monetization. You can make money off of that. All right, let's get another question. Why don't you get the front row here, if you don't mind? It's the advantage of getting the front row seats is I see you a lot better.
Hi, I'm Shmuel Kleiman from Crates Productions in England. We had within the last year, over 400 million views on our channels. We have 450 movies on your channel, on your movie channels, and we reach in June 4 million a day of viewers. One thing that gives us nightmares is the copyright business, which is in reverse, because you have this law that if you have 3 copyright infringements, you wipe out the channel. And this gives us nightmares practically, because there's a lot of idiots who just say, this is my movie, not my movie, this or that. We also have 7,000 video clips. And all you need is 3 and you wiped out. And we haven't seen a good mechanism. How can we protect ourselves? As a result, we have no less than 50 channels on your thing. So if we wiped out from one, we have another one, which is something like from the Bible's days, and we don't know how to solve this issue.
My feeling about this is this conversation is really about talking about partner performance as opposed to, you know, particular issues Craze Productions has.
No, I'm not discussing
and
that
so
issue.
I think we should move on to the next question, please, if you don't mind. The gentleman in the blue and pink shirt, please.
Hello. Yeah, my name is Vishwesh Menon. I run an animation studio in India.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So I run an animation studio in India for animation content, and the question is for Gregory. You said that, you know, just uploading videos doesn't make any sense, right? And you said that you have to back it with marketing. Could you just elaborate a little about the kind of marketing that you guys do, or what do you mean exactly by? Is it social media, or could you just elaborate a little, because, you know, get some clarity on that?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
So it's really key to marketing. It's really key to drive views, and also we are currently understanding at Lagardère that we have to put resources to program and market our channels on YouTube, because otherwise the views won't come. So in terms of marketing, to be really to go deeper into the details, what we are really focused is driving the number of subscribers to our channels. So basically, we are doing this by promoting our YouTube channels on our websites. We are doing this pretty well in Spain. We are also cross promoting with our Facebook pages. You know, we have Facebook pages, etc. on Facebook, and we are introducing a YouTube section within Facebook. And also, it's the benefit of being part of a big multimedia company. We are using our different media platforms, magazines, radio stations, and TV channels to promote our branded YouTube channels. So there are different things we can do to drive people to our branded YouTube channels. Twitter also.
So you want to go ahead?
Is it on? Okay. Ron Geller from Dolby. Earlier, Patrick mentioned that there was a time when the content partners were asking for better video, so you came out with high def. What about the other half of the consumer experience, which is audio? Is anyone thinking about surround sound audio, premium audio, especially as YouTube more and more is being accessed by connected devices in the living room that are connected to home theater systems?
I think Patrick should step up and talk about that.
Yeah, it's interesting. Just was it last week in London? YouTube was voted the #1 place to consume music, and this BT had an audience award for that, and we were quite surprised because, you know, there's Spotify, there's MySpace, there's a lot of services out there that are very specific for music, but YouTube has become the home for a lot of music videos and people uploading audio with, say, cover art. So audio quality is extremely important, as is video quality. We haven't gotten to the point, I think, in terms of full surround, although we are, you know, we have some engineers that are constantly thinking about the next big thing. But we may want to have a chat though afterwards. Thank you.
One last question, gentleman here in the front row, please. You want the microphone's coming right down.
Hello. Yeah. One of the things oh, sorry, I'm Quentin Canahan from Australia. One of the things that I've been looking at is aggregating YouTube channels and YouTube people to start a larger partnership. So, and we started that by doing collab videos between, you know, people. And we're looking at models such as iJustine and Shane Dawson and those kind of people that are individuals that get large hits per day and monetize that. But we just wanted to see if we could get some advice from you guys as far as how to aggregate with each other and actually start a larger business.
I think that's Frank because I think what you're doing is pretty interesting in trying to develop talent and
slowly
find
build.
it.
It's, you know, what you were saying is key is the number of subscribers, because when you get the email every time you post something new, it gets to them and they click on it and they view it. And you don't want to saturate them with too much content. You still need to have the right content. We've tried to put too many, and then they were not clicking as much. So you just want to find the right rhythm of content you post out there to where you don't bore them too much, but you keep on building, and then it's exponential. It just goes like this, and then the checks goes like this every week, and then you're like happy.
It's very challenging. There's a number of people experimenting with this. I believe PopTub is one of them as well that's tried to bring together. But you know what happens is when the UGC guys gather together into one channel, like the video bloggers, I mean, they're very powerful and they have a great ability to aggregate views and make money. That's why you'll see them come together in and of themselves and create new channels with the web superstars. So the question is, how do you put yourself in the middle of that as a professional production company and distributor?
No, not really. We're just looking at, sorry. We're looking at aggregating lots of individuals to provide different channels with different content, if you know what I mean, so that we can have one business that does basically what you guys do.
So we're pulling together. We actually have to wrap.
Yeah, we have to wrap. I mean, there are companies that are doing this successfully. I think My Video Rights is someone that we point to regularly that does something successful like that.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, we do have to wrap. I will leave it to Patrick. You want to say thank you to the panel?
Yeah, well, thank you very much to the panelists. Let's give them a round of applause. I appreciate your time here today and your energy and your feedback, and also for your questions. I just wanted to point out all of the members of our team, the YouTube Partnerships team, so that if you have questions after this, you can chat with them. They represent most of the languages and countries in Europe. So if you could just raise your hands or stand up, those that are on the YouTube Partnerships team, so all those in the back. We have a stand in Larenz, I think 102, where you can go by there if you like. We can have some chats up here. Thank you for your question, by the way, about the copyright. It's important that we work to protect rights, and it's a complicated tool for those that have this complicated situation. But thank you very much. Appreciate your time.